One of the hometown boys, Aiden Twaits. Aiden, obviously out here, home track. You're battling with some of the best riders in the world, though. How are things going for you today?
Not that good. We just picked up a third in that race. The track probably gone off a lot quicker than we thought. We'd set it up for a wee bit of dirt. We're in the last 4 feet in that round. It had gone off by then, so we're probably struggling a wee bit with the lack of traction, but we're making some changes for next heat.
Obviously, you've raced against most of these guys before, around Moore Park the other weekend as well. How did you feel about the track here today? Do you find you've got a home track advantage?
Oh, these guys have got a lot of different shaped tracks, and they've done a lot of racing. They adjust to a track a lot, so we haven't got a lot of advantage. They've done more laps than all of us probably put together, but it is good having it on our home track, and you're racing the best, so you just got to be on your toes and keep an eye on that track with these weather conditions. We've got a bit of rain, and next thing it's hot, so it does dry off really quick.
And you say that as the rain is starting to come down just a little bit at the moment, hopefully that holds out. But as you said there, you're out there, you've got great sponsors as well. Who do you wish to thank?
Oh, South Coast Customs for the bike, then we've got Automotive Industrial Paints, Twaits Logging, Tisbury Machinery, Dynatech for doing their motors, and TNL Motors.
Awesome, best of luck for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you.
Righto, folks, we're coming back here now with round 3 of the Australasian Sidecar Champs. A pretty interesting heat here coming up in Heat 9. We've got Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, the 1NZ coming out of Gate 1. We've got the 35 from Australia, Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter in Gate 2. In beside them, the 43 from Australia, Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays, the guys that we've seen go pretty quick here today at the Seabright Blasting Panel and Paints Already Park Speedway. And out here in Gate 4, the 34i of Jason Kennedy and Johnny Casey. As I say, this one's sponsored by Newfield Autos, the Challenge service station out there in Tweed Street. Race 29 in your program, folks. All set, tapes up, they're underway, and the 43 of Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays got out of that gate fairly fast, but it looked like Mark Mitchell and Tony Carter beat them, and then the Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce have now dominated, and they've got to the front. Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays trying to get that second place back off that Mark Mitchell and Tony Carter, and Jason Kennedy and Johnny Casey, they're not too far off the pace either. They're sitting there in that 4th spot. But Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, the 1NZ, looks like they've got that bike set just right now as they come out of that Osborne Engineering turn. Oh, there's a bit of pressure going on. Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays from Jason Kennedy and Johnny Casey have gone up into that 3rd spot. Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter, the 35 bike, are in that 2nd place. But look at the 1NZ bike. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, they're going to get shown the white flag this time round. Oh, Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays get it all wrong and head to the infield. So, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, Chucky out in front, down that extreme carts back straight for the final time, past that C Brown Builders sign he goes, out of the Osborne Engineering turn he comes, and Jeff Garnham flags him home. He'll take the win from the 35 of Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter from Australia, and Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey will take that 3rd position on that 34i bike. 73.20 was the time, folks.
Coming up in just a moment, heat number 10 for the Australasian Sidecar Championships. 39C, Andrew Buchanan, Denny Cox, they had a heat win before. They're out of gate number 1. Brody Cohen, Simon Cors, they're out of gate number 2. They've got blue helmet covers, that's the 64 bike. The 108 from Australia, Rick Howes and Adam Commons, they were fast in their heat earlier on. And then, of course, the 14P, Jamie Moon and Patrick Larson out of gate 4. Just looking on the GVI Logistics replay of that final race now, the spin there from Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays are right up on the side of Kennedy and Casey.
They had a bit of a battle going into turn 1 with Mark Mitchell and Tony Carter as well. They look to have a real great start, and as I say, they had a wee bit of a tangle up with Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter going into turn 1 off the start line, and ended up coming out in 4th spot, and then just about lost it down here in turn 4 as well, as we saw in that GVI Logistics replay. They got right round almost. Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey were having a great battle with them as well. Everybody looks happy. Jeff Garnham's happy. Take away.
Tapes are up, they're underway. Buchanan and Cox, heat winners earlier on. They can't quite get the start, but it looks like they do now if they slide down the inside there. But it's that 108 bike who gets right down the inside of them now through turns 1 and 2. That 108, Rick Howes, Adam Combs, they've got right on their tail end of them. Looks to be Brodie Cohen and Simon Cause. They're right there, but they back off ever so slightly now. Buchanan and Cox are right on the outside of them. But it's Muin and Larson who are settling for 4th position at the moment. Out the front, pulling a bit of a gap now. Rick Howes, Adam Collins, they're pulling away. And just down the inside looks to be a slight issue of Brodie Cohen and Simon Cause. They back off ever so slightly. But Andrew Buchanan and Denny Cox, they're going to look to try and make a bit of ground on that 108 bike of Rick Howes and Adam Collins. Can they get it done? Right on their tail though, it's the yellow helmet covers. Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson, they're right there. They look down the inside of Buchanan and Cox. Buchanan and Cox, they shut the door through turns 3 and 4 now. Looking to make a bit of ground on them, but take nothing away. Right out the front, just about half a straight length away, Rick Howes, Adam Commons. They're just pulling away with this one as they take the white flag, and the checkered flag will come out next time for them. Can they keep this form going for the rest of the night? They've been very quick in the past couple of heats here at the Sivrite Blasting Panel and Painter Reedy Park Speedway. Through turns 3 and 4, pops out at turn 4 nicely. It'll be the 108 of Rick Howes and Adam Commons. From the 39 of Andrew Buchanan and Denny Cox to the 14P of Jamie Millen and Patrick Larson, then tailing them up at the back there, Brodie Cohen and Simon Cause. Wondered if there was an issue with that bike as it went past the extreme can't sign on lap number 2 there. Just ever so slightly lacking pace.
I noticed down there in turn 3 and 4, they just about pulled the same stunt as they pulled on earlier on. They just about turned themselves around and got up on that back wheel again. They managed to recover, but they never recovered to gain any place, and then they pulled in. So unfortunate for them there. That one was running a time of 72.96.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
At Wholesale Tyres in Whakatane.
Need truck tyres? Wholesale Tyres. Good tyres, better prices, great people.
You'll notice that Dylan Moore and Sean Mason, you'll see a bit of string attached to Shawnee there on the back of that bike. That is the air vest release, folks. That's a safety features that some of these guys wear. Tapes up, they're on the way from the outside. Luke Thwaites, Neville Chalmers got away fairly smartly, but down on the inside, Dylan Moore and Sean Mason are the ones that keep it nice and tight and look like they're going to come out in front as they head down that scarecrow gardening back straight. But you can throw a blanket over them as they go into turns 3. Now Sean Mason, Dylan Moore, they've got a wee bit of a gap from James Douglas and Harley Biddle in that second spot. Then the 29i of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers are in that third spot, and Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat, they try to slide through underneath them as they go back down into that C Brown Builders turn. But out in front, Dylan Moore and Sean Mason. Then they've got the 44i of James Douglas. Harley Biddle pulled a great brave move there, and they've moved up into first place. They look like they've gone in a little bit hot, but they come out of turn 2. Dylan Moore and Sean Mason try to fight back down through the inside as they go through that South Coast Customs turn. But it's James Douglas, Harley Biddle have got the best of it here. Now from Dylan Moore and Sean Mason. Then the 29i of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers in that third spot, but they're coming under a lot of pressure from Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat. Once again, Dylan Moore and Sean Mason move up into that first place. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, keep it tight. There's a drag line. What a race for first and second. Al, have you ever seen a changeover of positions? 1-2, 1-2. Right throughout the race, and in the end, Dylan Moore and Sean Mason take the line honours here from James Douglas and Harley Biddle, who fought valiantly to try and keep that first place. They chopped and changed quite a bit throughout that 4 laps. Coming home there in third place was, I think, the 24i of Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat, and in that fourth position was the 29i of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers. The 07 bike, Hayden Bond, or 007, with Mr. Bond on the back. Hayden Bond on the front, sorry, and Liam Cox on the back. And Darren Treloar, Blake Cox. Tapes up, they're underway. Once again, Darren Treloar and Blake Cox get the best of it from the outside. And then the 7 bike of Hayden Bond and Liam Cox in that second spot. The 58i of Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twist have gone up into that third spot. And Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield are back there in that fourth place. But look at this man, Treloar, and his man on the side, Mr. Cox, as they head down that extreme carts back straight. They've opened up 8 or 10 bike lengths. Now we see Hayden Bond and Liam Cox put a move through on Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twist, and they move up into second place. Paul Humphreys has found a bit of form as well, and he looks like he's trying to gain second place from Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. So, Paul Humphreys and Chris Chatfield are having a great battle here for second and third. But the white flag comes out, and it's Darren Treloar, Blake Cox still leading the way from, it's anybody guess who's going to take this second place, Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield, or Hayden Bond, Liam Cox. There's a battle on as they slide back down through that C. Brown Builders turn. Looks like Hayden Bond, Liam Cox have moved up into second place, but Paul Humphrey fights back once again. What a race, folks. You'll never see sidecar racing like this at any day of the week anywhere else, I don't think. That, you know, take nothing away from Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, but most of the action was happening back there with Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield, along with Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. Second and third was, as I said earlier on in the race, could have been anybody's, but Paul Humphrey prevailed in the end. Got the home track advantage, you might say. What a fantastic race that was for second and third. That one was run in a time of 71.59. 71.59 was the winning time, folks.
Darren Treloar and Blake Cox down here, guys. There's a record out there on track. So many achievements you guys have had together as a combination. And obviously down here at Reedy Park Speedway, a couple of heat wins is nothing to frown upon.
No, but it's only halfway. We've still got a long way to go yet, and we're getting the bike dialed into the track, so, you know, hopefully we can just continue what we're doing.
Obviously lots of fine form out there, and you'll know what it's like hanging off the side there. A lot of close racing behind you. These guys are battling it out the front. You guys just pulling away. How are things on the side for you?
Yeah, it's good. Just working together really well. The bike's actually, yeah, it's working well for us. Unfortunately, last week was a bit of a struggle for us. So it's it's good. It's all happening. So as long as we can keep that going, we'll be all right.
That's it. Any changes on the bike for the next race?
No, not really. Just keeping on top of it, and minor adjustments. Just keeping up with the track. So that's what you got to do. And yeah, like I said, there's still a long way to go.
Exactly. Obviously, great sponsors on the side of the bike.
Yeah, we've got Terry Motorcycles. Here we got Aircom Systems, Chivos, Silkaline, Eurofloor, Cox's Concreting, Unifilter, Rams Heads. Yeah, without them guys, yeah, we'd be pretty much buggered. So they help us all get here. So big thanks to them.
Awesome. Best of luck for the rest of the meeting.
Big business or small business, we've got mobile solutions to give any size business an edge. Our regionally based account managers can scope your business and deliver to your evolving needs. Take control of your team's business mobiles with individual plans or shared data pools, along with solutions that offer increased control over device and data security and the flexibility to easily manage your team's mobiles and apps. Whatever your business, whatever your size, talk to your Spark customer lead or business hub today.
Hi, Malcolm Nardo from Suck It Up. We specialise in hydro excavation in the Canterbury region, safe big methods around services. Also we do septic tank cleaning, drain cleaning, CCTV of your pipes. If you want an excellent service, please check us out on Facebook.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
We're getting ready here to move up into the next round of the Australasian Sidecar Champs here at the Seabright Blasting Panel and Paints at Reedy Park Speedway. Heat 13 on the program, race 34. We'll see the 84 of Darren Treloar and Blake Cox from gate 1. In beside them, the 39C of Andrew Buchanan and Denny Cox. Then the 29I of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers are in gate 3, and out in gate 4, the 43 bike of Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays. Jeff Garnham all happy. Tapes up and underway. Darren Treloar and Blake Cox get the best of it from that gate 1. Andrew Buchanan, Denny Cox was. Oh, they go right round down there in turn 2. They're letting them go. Andrew Buchanan still sitting there. He takes off again, but it's Darren Treloar and Blake Cox once again from the 29 of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers in that second spot. Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhay in that third place. Andrew Buchanan, Denny Cox join it once again, but they're way back off the pace. Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, so that 84 bike, they are out in front once again. Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhay slide round underneath. Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers on the 29i bike and go up into that second place. So that puts Luke Thwaites, Neville Chalmers back in third place. But it gets shown the white flag this time. It's Darren Treloar, Blake Cox, the 84 bike from Australia. Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhay get it all twisted out of shape out of that Rogers Yamaha turn. And Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers are still there in that third place, but what does it take to beat Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, that 84 bike? Very, very hard job, I would say. Coming home there in second place, Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhay on the 43 bike, and following through in third position was the 29i of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers. The time for that one, folks, 72.27. 72.27 was the time. Heat 14 of the Australasian Sidecar Champs. The 14P of Jamie Millen, Patrick Larson from gate 1. The 78I of Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield from gate 2. The 27A of Dylan Millen and Sean Mason from gate 3. And the 34I of Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey will come from gate 4. This one's sponsored by Novus Auto Glass down in Space Street there in Invercargill. Tapes up, they're underway, and once again, it looked like Dylan Moore and Sean Mason got out of that gate pretty quickly from the 78i of Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield, but it was Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson that moved up into that second place. Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey from fourth place slide up into third place, but Paul Humphrey fights back through the inside and tries to regain that third place. But out in front, it's the 27A of Dylan Moore and Sean Mason who have got the lead here from Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson. So the two brothers are fighting it out for 1 and 2. The 78I of Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield are in that third place. And fourth place here, the 34I of Jason Kennedy and Johnny Casey. Looks like Dylan Moore and Sean Mason are coming under a wee bit of pressure from the 14P, Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson, as they get shown the white flag here. Chris Chatfield and Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield still there in that third place. Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey still in that fourth position. So the 27A, Dylan Moore and Sean Mason are going to take the win from the 14P of Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson there in that second spot. Third place there going to Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield. And fourth place there to Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey on that 34i bike. 73.54 was the winning time. 73.54 was the winning time. Great to see two ex-solo riders, Dylan Moore and Jamie Moore, fighting it out there on the sidecars for 1 and 2 there. Quite a few changes as they went through. Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield looked to have that second spot. Then Jamie Mooen came through underneath them as we watched the GVI Logistics replay here. Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey got up into third for a brief time there. But Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield kept it down nice and low and managed to slide back underneath them.
So here we go, heat number 15 on your program here this afternoon. The 35 Australia, Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter, they're in gate number 1. The Lone Rangers, the only New Zealand bike in this one here. 44i, James Douglas, Harley Biddle, they're going to fill gate number 2. Gate number 3 in the white helmet covers the 7 from Australia. That's Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. And then also from Australia on the 64, Brodie Cohen and Simon Cause. An absolutely brilliantly presented bike, that one there. Lots of chrome on that there.
Tapes up, they're underway. Who gets the best of it here? It looked like it was Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter in the red helmets. Then we've got the 44i of James Douglas, Harley Biddle in that second spot. Oh, the red flags are out. What's happened here? Looks like Brodie Cohen, Simon Cause have struck a problem there.
There was contact at the start there coming through turn number 1. They were right up the side. We'll wait and see what happens on the GVI Logistics replay. Just popped up on our screen now, and it looks to be that they're right on the outside line with contact. Oh, there was contact. It looks to be the 3NZ there, or 44i, I guess you could say. James Douglas, Harley Biddle. Pushing out the 7 bike of Hayden Bond and Liam Cox awfully wide, which just managed to give that Brodie Cohen and Simon Cause a little bit of contact. You can see the back end of that bike off now.
So this time, tapes rise, tape 3, they're underway, and it looked like Hayden Bond, Liam Cox got away fairly smartly, and it was James Douglas, Harley Biddle right in there amongst them, but it's Mark Mitchell. Look, there's nothing between the 3 of them as they head down into that South Coast Customs turn. Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter have got a little wide, and James Douglas, Harley Biddle come through into that first place. Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter have to be content with second at the moment. Then we've got Hayden Bond, Liam Cox in that third place, and fourth place is Brodie Cohen, Simon Cause. As they come through, it's James Douglas, Harley Biddle leading the way here from Mark Mitchell and Tony Carter. The 64 bike of Brodie Cohen, Simon Cause are in that third position, and Liam Cox and Hayden Bond and Liam Cox are in that fourth spot, but they're battling it out for third and fourth between Brodie Cohen, Simon Cause, Hayden Bond, Liam Cox, but take nothing away from the 3NZ bike of James Douglas and Harley Biddle as they come out of that Rogers Yamaha turn and go down that Scarecrow Gardening back straight for the final time. They've got a handy lead as they come out of that Osborne Engineering turn and get to Jeff Garnham waving those flags. Second place will go to Mark Mitchell and Tony Carter. Third place there goes to Hayden Bond and Liam Cox, and fourth place there to the 64 bike of Brodie Cohen and Simon Cause. And 3NZ definitely had a great workout there. The radiator blowing steam as it comes back up into that pit lane. 72.49 was the time, folks. 72.49 was the time. Right, last race in round 4 for these guys. Heat 16. We will see the 24i of Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat coming from gate 1. The 1NZ, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce, gate 2. These guys are starting to show a little bit of form. They had a great run in their last heat. The 58i of Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twiss come into gate 3. And gate 4, we have Rick Howes and Adam Commons. A combination that has gone exceptionally well both at Moore Park and here at the Seabright Blasting Panel and Paints Arendi Park Speedway.
Yeah, that's right. And as you can see here, this is the sportsmanship, and I guess you could say what we can see here right now in front of us. That 108 bike from Australia, Rick Howes and Adam Commons, there are the sportsmanship and teamwork between them. You can see pat on the back from Adam just before this race gets underway, because we're in the starter's hands. Tapes are up. Looked to be that 108 of Rick Howes and Adam Commons with a flyer of a start, but down the inside of them, it's the hometown boys, the 24i Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat. They don't hold on to that for very long, but they do manage to get us to come out of turns number 2. They're playing right around with the lead here at the moment, but right down the pole line, the 108 of Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They were all over the pole line there. Out front, 24, Bradley Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat. As we said, just in behind them, Rick Howes and Adam Commons. The 1NZ settling for third position at the moment, as he may look to make a move for third there, but he didn't. Stays right where he is. That's the 1NZ, David Gannon, Daryl Pearce. There was a move out the front, the 108 of Australia, Rick Howes and Adam Commons, right down the inside, and they happen again. They're swapping for it now. That's Bradley Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat. We've got a battle on our hands, folks, right at the front. Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat battling with the guys from Australia. That's Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They're going to look to the outside. They're right down the inside, so there's contact. That's through turns 3 and 4. Can they get down the inside on the exit as the white flag's out this time? We've got a battle on our hands. Let's see what can happen in this final lap of racing here at the Sivrite Blasting Panel in Payne Reedy Park Speedway. They're right down on the pole line, trying to find a way down the inside of them. What do? As they poke it down through turns 3 and 4. Out the front, it's the 108, Rick Howes and Adam Commons. What happens here? They look to the inside. It'll be Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They get the win over the hometown boys, Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat. 1NZ, David Gannon and Daryl Pearce. But there's some news for you. 24, Bradley Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat excluded from that race for contact. I saw it happen down through turns number 3 and 4. There was contact with your race winners. Down here in the pits, Bradley Sharp. Bradley very, very quick out there in that previous race just to be excluded. Bit of a shame for you guys, but of course you've got to be happy with that result.
Yeah, mate, we've got it dialed, working away at different things there, but it's coming too.
Coming to, that's the main thing, and that's what you've got to work on for these next couple of races as well. You're going out on track very, very shortly. Have you got many changes to make?
No, not really. Just chucked a new edge on, a few tyre pressures, and we'll see how it goes.
Obviously a battle out there with the first in Australia. That's got to be pretty cool. You're a previous New Zealand Grand Prix champion as well. Battling with the big guns, what's the pressure like?
Oh, there's none at the moment. We just lost it all. But try and ease up on the pressure, and the day will be fun. You're right, there's a lot of good riders out there, the best there is, actually.
Awesome. Obviously great sponsors keep you racing out here as well.
Oh, mate, our sponsors are endless and can't thank them enough. You know, Dad puts in thousands of hours into this, and refrigeration supplies, Windsor Doors, Glover Brick and Block, Derek Orr, Newfield Autos, NTS, Atlee Services, Craig Brown Building, L&W Landscaping, the list goes on. The guys are fantastic, eh?
Awesome. Best of luck for the rest of the day.
Cheers, mate.
Right down here in the middle of the check at the moment with Jeff Garnham. Jeff, you're the man that's waving the flags at the moment. You're starting these guys and finishing the race as well. A checkered suit as well. Pretty good attire for this event. How are you feeling out here right in the middle of the action?
Yeah, it's great stuff, and great to be a part of it and this close to the bikes. It's great stuff, and good to see the Aussies going so well, and the Kiwis trying to mix it with them, which is what it's all about. It's good stuff.
Obviously, you've travelled from Australia as well to be here today. You've brought your suit with you. Is this something you wear every time you're doing this?
Not every time. Just on high-profile meets normally. So it's just part of the entertainment, I suppose. You know, it's these days it's all about trying to entertain the spectators, not only on the behind the bars, but everywhere else. And a professional look everywhere is also good for the sport. So.
Awesome. Obviously, you're waving those flags absolutely frantically all the time. Do you get sore arms and hands?
No, mate, no, that doesn't happen. But certainly, you know, when I was getting to this stage, I was clanging the sticks a bit. So it took a bit of time to get it to this stage, but a lot of practice. But yeah, no, it's all natural now.
Awesome. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your meeting here at the Sidecars Blasting Panel and Paint at Reedy Park.
Yeah, no worries. Great to be here, and thanks very much for the club for having me, and at Moore Park, and also Andrew and Philippa and Juvenile Logistics and all those tallies, all those guys for making it all happen. It's been a great Cup Championship, so be interesting to see how it all pans out.
Awesome. We love having you here in New Zealand. Thanks for coming.
Heat number 17, Australasian Sidecar Championship. Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays will fill gate number 1. From Auckland, the 27A, Dylan Muin and Sean Mason will be in gate number 2. The 108 has been very fast today. That's Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They're on the 108 and they're in gate number 3. All the way from Australia as well, the 7AUS. That's Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. This race here is going to be nice and fast. Some of the faster riders of what you've seen this afternoon here at the Sidecars Blasting Panel and Paint at Reedy Park Speedway. Keep an eye on that Kiwi Black, Dylan Muin and Sean Mason. They were quick in their previous heat. Pete, what do you think is going to happen here?
Well, it's anybody's guess, Corbin, because we have got, as I say, as you just mentioned, some of the best ones here that have performed very, very well today. Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays, they're not slow. Either is Rick Howes and Adam Commons. We've also seen what Hayden Bond and Liam Cox can do as well. And I sort of feel a little bit sorry for Dylan Muin and Sean Mason holding up the end for the Kiwis there. But as you said, in their couple of last previous heats, they have gone exceptionally well.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the thing. Being up against these Australian guys isn't easy. Let's see how they go. We're in the starters' hands. Tapes up, we're racing the 108 of Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They look to get a flyer of a start, but not quite, as it's Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays. They show them where the back of their bike is and push right down the outside of them. But right now, they come down through turns 3 and 4. Out front, Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays. They're out in the front in first position, just in behind them. Couple of bike lengths away, Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They've got pressure from 27A, Dylan Muin and Sean Mason. They're right on the tail of them. There's a battle for second and third in this one here. Third position, there's a battle for that now as well, as Hayden Bond and Liam Cox look down the inside of Dylan Muin and Sean Mason, but out the front, take nothing away. Warren Morrison, Andrew Summerhays. They're starting to pull a lead now from Rick Howes and Adam Commons. As the white flag's going to come out next time around, there's still a battle down the back between Dylan Muin, Sean Mason, Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. Liam Cox and Hayden Bond look to pull away a little bit now as the white flag's going to come out for Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays. They'll take the white flag, and then just behind them, Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They're sitting there as well. Quite a comfortable lead now for Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays, though. Move made for third and fourth, though. Dylan Muin and Sean Mason, they get right down the outside of that bike. Hayden Bond, Liam Cox lacking a little bit of pace, but they come around turn 3 and 4 now, and out the front, Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays will take the win from Rick Howes and Adam Commons. To the Kiwis, Dylan Muin and Sean Mason. 7 AUS, Hayden Bond and Liam Cox will finish for fourth. That's where they'll settle in this one here. Heat number 17 of the Australasian Sidecar Championships. Very, very fast indeed, that 43 of Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays. They've been pretty quick all day.
And that one was run at a time of 73.50, folks. 73.50 was the time.
I was talking to Bradley Sharp down in the pits just a moment ago, as you may have heard on the interview there. He's very, very happy with how that bike's performing at the moment. That's what he said, racing against the best of Australia, the best of New Zealand. He said it's not easy. He's handling this pretty well after being excluded in the race beforehand. Can he bounce back in this one? What can he do?
Well, here's hoping he can. But as I say, that Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, they just make it look so easy. This time, tapes are up, they're underway. And once again, Darren Treloar and Blake Cox get a flyer of the start from that gate 3. Coming through into that second spot is Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson, but they've been overhauled by Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat. And then we've got Mark Mitchell and Tony Carter battling away there as well. And it looks like it's Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson have got up into that second place. Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat go back to third. They get swinged around a little bit. Mark Mitchell and Tony Carter are there in that fourth place. But this man Treloar, what does it take to beat the 84 bike from Australia? Jamie Moore and Patrick Larson are trying to get up to him, but they can't catch him. Tony Carter, Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter are up there. In that third position, Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat look to slide back down underneath them as they go down through that C. Brown Builders turn. It's Darren Treloar, Blake Clocks once again from JB Moore and Patrick Larson. The white flag is coming, going and gone. Here we go, flags waving this time. Darren Treloar and Blake Cox are going to notch up another one here from Jamie Moon, and Patrick Larson are going to come home in second place. Mark Mitchell, Tony Carter are going to come home in that third position on that 35 bike, and the 24i of Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat come home in fourth place. Well, what a race. Absolutely unbelievable. Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, as I say, what does it take to beat them, Corbin?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to figure out, and will we figure out here this afternoon or will we not? That's going to be tough to see. But as you can say right now, Darren Treloar, Blake Cox looking very, very good going into the last couple of races. You know, they're looking very good for a spot in the finals this afternoon. As you said, they're a bit of a quiet achiever at times, but out there now, they're showing their form, they're showing their speed, and they are really, really showing what it is like to be a champion.
That one was run in a time of 72.67. The time for that event, 72.67 was the time. Heat 19 of the Australasian Sidecar Champs. We've got the 44i, James Douglas and Harley Biddle are actually 3NZ, but anyway. The 39C, Andrew Buchanan, Denny Cox in Gate 2. James Douglas, Harley Biddle, of course, Gate 1. The 78i of Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield are in Gate 3. And the 1NZ, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce out here in Gate 4. All sitting and waiting, 78i, Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield, and the 1NZ, Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce. So tapes are up, they're underway. From the inside, it looked like James Douglas and Harley Biddle coming through into that second place. Looked like Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield. Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield have come through into first place. There's a real bunch up as they come down through turns 3 and 4. Dave Gannon, Daryl Pearce are right in amongst it there as well. Oh, Andrew Buchanan and Denny Cox, they take a massive tumble as they roll down here on the start-finish straight. That was not too sure what went down there.
Horrific
They
accident.
just seemed to roll out. The bike just seemed to roll through as they came down there. I don't think there was any contact anywhere. Well, that wasn't pretty to watch either, Corbin.
No, definitely not. Never good to see anyone competing here have an accident like that. Really, really hope Andrew is okay.
That was what you would call probably one of the fastest parts of the track by that.
Build it, make it, fix it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it, we hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, clean it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
We'll see James Douglas, Harley Biddle coming out in Gate 1. We'll see the 78i of Paul Humphreys and Chris Chatfield in Gate 3. And also Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce, the 1NZ bike out here in Gate 4. Paul Humphrey makes his way out onto the track, along with the 3NZ, James Douglas and Harley Biddle, who are choosing to wear their 44 number, but they are actually 3NZ. And then the 1NZ of Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce coming out here to fill this Gate 4. So now this heat here,
just waiting on the gate to close here at the Severite Blasting Panel and Paint at Reedy Park Speedway. We're not too far away. 1 NZ, 78i, 3 NZ. Let's go racing. 1 NZ. David Gannon and Daryl Pearce, the flyer of a start, but not quite. They're going to be shut out by that 44i or 3 NZ of James Douglas, Harley Biddle. They get slid up the inside by Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield. So Humphrey and Chatfield, they'll lead them in. Rounds through turns 3 and 4. They pop down the inside, right on the inside line of them, the 44i, James Douglas, Harley Biddle. They're right down the back of them now, but still out the front. 78i, Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield. There's a move being made now once again. 44i, James Douglas, Harley Biddle. All over them now. They get the pass made through turns 3 and 4. Can they hold it off on the exit? Looks like they will at this stage. They'll need it done. So that puts them at the front. The 44i, James Douglas, Harley Biddle. From the 78 of Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield to the 1 NZ, your national champion of David Gannon and Daryl Pearce. The white flag will be out this time around for that 3 NZ of James Douglas and Harley Biddle. They get the white flag. One more lap to go for these guys. Down through turns 1 and 2, plus the Promocoat roofing sign. Starting to pull a bit of a lead now behind Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield in behind them. The flags are waving here on the main straight. They'll be starting to see those checkered flags as they put it out of turns 3 and 4. Your race winners, 3 NZ, James Douglas, Harley Biddle. From Paul Humphrey and Chris Chatfield to the 1 NZ of David Gannon and Daryl Pearce. But take nothing away from the guys out the front. Your hometown boys, James Douglas, Harley Biddle on the 3 NZ. We're in the 44i bibs.
so they bank a win there in a time of 74.11, Corbin. 74.11 was the winning time there. We'll move up into race 42 on the program. Just as we look at the GVI Logistics replay here, there was a bit of a battle between James Douglas, Harley Biddle and Paul Humphrey, Chris Chatfield. They were dicing it out 1 and 2, 1 and 2 all the time. Paul Humphrey looked to have the upper hand, but James Douglas kept pressuring him and managed to get out in front of him and take the win. We've got the 64 of Brody Cohen, Simon Cause coming out now in gate 1. The 29i of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers coming into gate 2. The 34i of Jason Kennedy and Johnny Casey have got gate 3. And the 58i of Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twist will come into gate 4. So there's one Australian in amongst here, and the rest of our local lads are lining up to do battle with that 64 bike of Brody Cohen and Simon Cause from Australia.
Of course, once again, a huge thank you to the people who are sponsoring the gates this afternoon. Vanessa Adcock Photography, Ado's Dairy, RAG Furniture, and of course GW George Wilson Sales Limited.
This heat here sponsored by AJ Auto Electrical, Invercargill Limited. Here we go, tapes are up, they're underway. Looks like the 29i, Luke Thwaites, Neville Chalmers got out of there fairly quickly, but it was a Brody Cohen and Simon Cause that are going to come out of that Rogers Yamaha turn in first place. Coming up into second place there, looks like Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey have slipped underneath Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers, who are running there in third, with Brother Aidan, the 58i bike, hanging back there in that fourth position. But it's the 64 bike, Brody Cohen, Simon Cause, who are leading the way here. Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey have gone up into second. The 29i of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers back there in that third position. Luke Thwaites, Neville Chalmers looks to get underneath them as they go down through that Permacoat roofing turn. He doesn't pull it off as they come back out of that Rogers Yamaha turn. Back down through the South Coast Customs turn they go. It's Brody Cohen and Simon Cause who are going to greet the white flag this time round as they come down the Arrow Upholstery front straight and back down into that Permacoat roofing turn. There's a battle on for second and third here between Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey, Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers. Luke Thwaites, Neville Chalmers get their nose in front. Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey go chasing to do it out wide as they come to the line. It's Brody It's Brody Cohen and Simon Cause who take first place. The Australians have a victory there. Second place going to the 29i of Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers, very narrowly over the 34i of Jason Kennedy and Johnny Casey. 75.18 was the time. 75.18 was the time there, folks. Well, a great battle going on for second and third there between Jason Kennedy, Johnny Casey, Luke Thwaites, Neville Chalmers. As we look through here on the GVI Logistics replay, an absolutely fantastic battle between those two as they got into the second and third laps of that race.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
Just waiting on to get sorted now. Get into those grids that they're going to be in for this here, which is the B final. This is a race not to miss, folks. 1NZ. He's pulling up into gate number 4. Of course, that's David Gannon, Daryl Pearce. And beside him will be 7, Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. Waiting on the starter now. We're in the starter's hands. We're racing. Here we go. It looks to be the 27. They get a flyer of a start. That's Moon and Mason. Right on their outside, though, it looks to be the 108 from Australia. That's Rick Howes and Adam Commons. They're pulling away with it at the moment. There's a pass for third and fourth at the moment. Looks to be that 7 of Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. But they've just been overtaken by your 1NZ as well. Very, very fast sidecar racing here at the Silverite Blasting Panel and Paint at Reedy Park Speedway. But out the front, it's the 108 from Australia.
Rick Howes and Adam Commons.
That's Rick Howes and
Rick
Adam
Howes.
Commons.
Away they go, the 27A of Dylan Moon and Sean Mason sitting there at second place, keeping it down nice and tight on the pole there, trying to get a bit of run down that back straight to slide underneath Rick Howes and Adam Commons as they come down through this Osborne Engineering turn. The white flag will come out this time, and it looks like Dylan Moon and Sean Mason, they look like they've got a bit of drive there. It looks like they found something on that track, but no, they've lost it again, and it's Rick Howes, Adam Commons that pull away once again down that Scarecrow Gardening back straight. Out of that Osborne Engineering turn they come, and it's going to be Rick Howes and Adam Commons that are going to go through to that A final there. Second place going to Dylan Moon and Sean Mason after a brave effort trying to get to slide underneath Rick Howes and Adam Commons there. Third place went to Dave Gannon and Daryl Pearce. And fourth place there to the 7 bike from Australia, Hayden Bond and Liam Cox. Well, a great ride there once again from Rick Howes and Adam Commons to claim that first place and work their way into that A final.
Well, I suppose we can give you a bit of an update now on the time of that race there, running a total of 73.87. That one there is 73.87.
This is it. We're at the real pointy end of it now, Corbin.
Oh, very excited. Been waiting for this one for a while now. The best of the best in Australia and New Zealand.
It's great to see we've got a Kiwi in here. Last weekend it was Andrew Buchanan and Denny Cox that made it through to the A final. This week here at the Seabright Blasting Panel and Paints at Reedy Park Speedway, it is the 44i of James Douglas and Harley Biddle that have made it through, which is a great achievement. Bit of gardening being done down here.
Everyone seems to be a gardener today here at Reedy Park Speedway, Pete.
Yes, they certainly do. They like to try and get that best ground, don't they?
Yeah.
Rick Howes, Adam Commons are set and ready. Darren Treloar, Blake Cox, sit and set. James Douglas, Harley Biddle look like they're ready to go. The green light's on, the tapes are up, they're underway once again. Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, they're the first ones down into that turn. Second place there, James Douglas, Harley Biddle. They're right up beside Darren Treloar and Blake Cox. Then the 43 of Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhay have come through into that third place. And the 108 of Rick Howes, Adam Commons are back there in that fourth position. So Darren Treloar, Blake Cox to lead the way here once again from the 44i of James Douglas and Harley Biddle in that second place. Third place, there's a battle on between the 43 and the 108. But Darren Treloar, Blake Cox, they look pretty smooth as they come down that extreme carts back straight once again. Slide down through that South Coast Customs turn. The 44i of James Douglas and Harley Biddle are still there in that second place. The 43 of Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhay still there in that third place. Rick Howes, Adam Commons, the 108 back there in that fourth position. You bring them on home, Corbin.
Here we go. Checkered flag is out. They're coming around through turns 3 and 4 now. Put your hands together. The 84 Australia, Darren Treloar and Blake Cox. They'll take it out. Second place, 44i or 3NZ, James Douglas, Harley Biddle. Third place will be the 43 from Australia, Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays. And rounding them out, the 108 Australia, Rick Howes and Adam Commons. But put your hands together, folks. The 84 from Australia, Darren Treloar and Blake Cox.
Well, what a race. The unbeaten all day just about, I think, from memory, when I saw that point sheet before. And they go straight through into the A final and clean that up as well. It's easy to see why they've got 11 championships under their belt, Corbin.
Oh, very much so. Give them a hand, folks. Put your hands together as they come around. Checkered flag lap.
What a final race. Here's the 108 from Australia, Rick Howes and Adam Commons, guys. Obviously, not unable to get on the podium there in that one there, but still pretty awesome to make the A final. Obviously, both feeling pretty ecstatic after this one here, and it's pretty cool to have the man, that sportsmanship, the man that wins it, to come and shake your hand.
Yeah, no, Darren's a good mate. We get along well, so yeah, no, it's great. Had a fat time, eh? The track went a little bit off, but, you know, we're all on the same track, so very good.
Awesome, that's a story. And obviously for you, how did you feel out there on the bike in that race there? Obviously a lot of pressure racing against the four top guys in today's events. How are you feeling?
Yeah, that's right. It's a good field. Like Rick said, the track's a bit slick, so it was a bit hard. If you didn't get the gate, you'll sort of pushing it for the rest of the race. But yeah, it is what it is.
Obviously fourth place, nothing to frown upon. You wouldn't be able to do that without your sponsors?
No, we got good sponsors. Consolidated Mine and Civil, 7 Day Spares, Mildura Motor Plaza in, MQE, MJG and Grenfell's Engineering.
That's good to hear. You help each other out with your sponsors too. Third place, rounding up the podium, is the guy standing right beside me at the moment. The 43 from Australia, Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays. We'll start with you, Warren. Obviously out there on track in that final one there. Third place, there was some fast racing out there. It was close. How was it?
Yeah, it was all pretty close. You know, we're all riding on the same track, but yeah, we found it a little bit slick. But like I said, everyone rides on the same track, so that's the way it ends.
Obviously, you guys have both enjoyed your time here at Reedy Park Speedway. We'll come over to you, Andrew. Out there on track, hanging off the side of the bike, that was fast racing. That's probably the fastest sidecar racing I've ever seen, and for many of the people here at the track today. Is that what you guys are like every time you're racing over in Australia?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, our tracks at home are fairly quick and got a bit of dirt there, so but we're normally all together. Yeah, it's pretty quick most of the time.
Obviously, awesome sponsors on the bike as well.
Yeah, definitely. We got Mix Bulkwood, Judy and Gary Doyle, Phil Tainton Racing, Monson's Honey, KW Earth Moving, Bill's Bits and Bikes, KPR, Cleves Garden Supplies, and last of all, Ray and Marg in the pits, giving us a hand in the pits. So it's definitely worth them coming over with us to give us a hand. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Awesome. Congratulations on third position, guys, and best of luck for the rest of you guys' season.
All right, thank you.
Well, a win here in the Australasia Championship in the final race in the A main here. Darren Treloar and Blake Cox, guys, that's pretty cool. Out there, that was fast racing against some of the Kiwis, some of the Aussies. How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. It's always awesome when you have a win. I'd just like to thank everyone that made this possible, you know. Special thanks to Mark from GVI Logistics. Without him, we wouldn't have got our bikes here and it wouldn't be possible. Spud and Philippa, and hope, fingers crossed, everything's good with Spud. You know, we're all thinking of him. Blake doing an awesome job on the back. Jim for helping us in the pits. Blackett in the Christchurch. Lionel Green for trailer. Fly and Spider. Phrase, you know, he's put us up here, and yeah, all you spectators are awesome. He's got right behind everyone and cheered and sat here all day and watched us, and that's what it's all about, because we're here to put a show on for you, and hope you've enjoyed it.
You certainly put on a show. So we'll come over to you here now, Blake. That was fast racing, as I just said to Darren here. You guys are doing this pretty much every weekend over in Australia, racing, that sort of stuff. Here, right down the bottom of the world, in Invercargill, New Zealand, you're a long way from home as well. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was great. No, the track was good. We got the bike dialed in and we took it from there. But I think it was just a good atmosphere. The crowd really got behind us and cheered us on the whole way. So that helped a lot and made it all worthwhile.
Obviously a very, very successful day out on track as well. Great sponsors?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got TRE Motorsports, Cox's Concreting, Unifilter, Silkaline, Rams Heads, Eurofloor, Aircom Group. So like Darren said, without all them guys we couldn't be here, so it's much thanks to them.
And it must be cool to share your celebrations with the young fella as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's the true trophy, so it's good to have him here, and yeah, it's great. Thanks.
Awesome. There's your first place getters of the Australasian Sidecar Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Treloar and Blake Cox.